How to identify and cleanse spiritually charged objects. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that affects more people than you might realize, something that could be sitting in your home right now without you even knowing it. We're talking about spiritually charged objects and how they might be influencing your life, your energy, and your peace of mind. Now, before you click away thinking this sounds too out there, hear me about this. Have you ever brought something into your home and suddenly felt off? Maybe you can't sleep well anymore, or there's this weird heaviness in a particular room. Perhaps you bought something from a thrift store or inherited an item from a relative, and ever since, things just feel different. That's not coincidence, my friends. That's what we're unpacking today. So what exactly is a spiritually charged object? Think of it this way. Everything in this universe is energy, right? Science tells us that. Objects, especially those that have been owned by others or used in specific practices, can absorb and hold onto energy. It's like how a sponge soaks up water. When someone handles an object repeatedly, especially during emotional moments or spiritual practices, that item becomes imprinted with their energy, their intentions, and sometimes even their spiritual attachments. Now let me tell you something fascinating. Throughout history, every single culture on Earth has recognized this phenomenon. The ancient Egyptians wouldn't touch certain artifacts without proper protection. Indigenous tribes have strict protocols about handling sacred or cursed items. Even your grandmother probably told you to be careful about what you bring into your home. This isn't superstition, this is ancestral wisdom that we've somehow forgotten in our modern world. Let's talk about how to identify these objects because recognition is your first line of defense. Pay attention to how you feel. This is crucial. When you're near certain objects, do you feel drained, anxious, or uncomfortable? Trust that instinct. Your body is an incredible sensor, picking up on frequencies and energies that your conscious mind might dismiss. If something makes you feel uneasy, there's usually a reason. Look at the history of the item. Where did it come from? Was it used in spiritual practices, religious ceremonies, or rituals you're unfamiliar with? Objects like statues, religious icons, crystals used in ceremonies, old jewelry, especially rings and necklaces, antique mirrors, paintings with intense imagery, old books particularly those dealing with occult subjects, and ritual tools like daggers, bowls, or candles. These items are especially prone to carrying spiritual charges. Here's something most people don't realize. Antique stores and thrift shops are gold mines for spiritually charged items. Think about it. You have no idea who owned these things before, what they went through, what they practiced, or what they experienced while handling these objects. That beautiful vintage mirror could have witnessed decades of someone's life, absorbing every argument, every tear, every moment of joy or despair. Gifts can also be problematic, especially if they come from people who might not wish you well. Yes, we need to talk about this. If someone gives you something out of the blue, especially if your relationship with them is complicated, be cautious. In many spiritual traditions, objects can be intentionally charged and given as a way to maintain influence over someone or to send negative energy their way. Now let's discuss the signs that an object in your home is spiritually charged and possibly causing problems. First, unexplained bad luck or obstacles that seem to appear out of nowhere after bringing the item home. Second, sleep disturbances, nightmares, or feeling watched, especially in the room where the object is kept. Third, increased arguments or tension in your household without clear reason. Fourth, pets acting strange around the object. Animals are incredibly sensitive to spiritual energy. Fifth, electronics malfunctioning near the item, unexplained cold spots, or the feeling that something is energetically off in that space. Here's a personal story. A friend of mine bought a gorgeous antique painting at an estate sale. Beautiful artwork, incredible price. Within a week, her normally peaceful home felt oppressive. Her husband, who never argued, became irritable. Their dog refused to enter the living room where the painting hung. She finally had someone spiritually sensitive visit, and they immediately identified the painting as carrying heavy, sorrowful energy. Once she removed it, everything returned to normal within days. Coincidence? I don't think so. So now the big question, how do you cleanse these objects? Here are several powerful methods you can use, and I recommend using multiple techniques for deeply charged items. Salt is one of the oldest and most effective cleansing tools on the planet. For small items, bury them completely in sea salt or Himalayan salt for at least 24 hours, preferably during a waning moon. The salt absorbs and neutralizes negative energy. For larger items, create a salt circle around them or place bowls of salt nearby. After cleansing, dispose of the salt by throwing it into running water or burying it far from your home. Never reuse cleansing salt. Smoke cleansing is incredibly powerful. Use sage, Palo Santo, frankincense, or copal resin. Light your chosen material and allow the smoke to completely envelop the object while setting the intention that all negative and foreign energies are being released and transmuted. Make sure to get smoke into any crevices or hollow spaces. Open windows to allow the energy to leave your space. Sunlight and moonlight are natural purifiers. Place objects in direct sunlight for several hours. The sun's energy is powerfully cleansing and charging. Be careful with items that might fade. For gentler cleansing or to add positive energy, use moonlight, especially during a full moon. Leave items outside or on a windowsill overnight. Sound cleansing works beautifully. Use singing bowls, bells, or even your own voice. The vibration breaks up stagnant energy. Ring a bell around the object or play singing bowl frequencies nearby for several minutes. You can also use recorded cleansing frequencies available online. Water cleansing is effective for items that won't be damaged. Hold the object under running water, visualizing all negative energy being washed away and flowing down the drain. Natural running water like streams or the ocean is even more powerful. Add salt to the water for enhanced cleansing. Prayer and intention are perhaps the most powerful tools you have. Whatever your spiritual beliefs, call upon your higher power, guides, or the divine energy of the universe. Speak your intention clearly. Command that all negative energies, attachments, and influences be removed from the object and that it be filled with light, love, and positive energy. Here's an advanced technique. Create a cleansing ritual combining multiple methods. On a Saturday during a waning moon, place the object in a salt circle. Burn sage while praying or speaking your intention. Leave it overnight with selenite crystals or in moonlight. This multi-layered approach is incredibly effective for seriously charged items. But here's the truth: some objects should not be cleansed and kept. If an object was specifically used in negative practices, if it represents something harmful, or if you've tried cleansing it multiple times and it still feels wrong, get rid of it. Sometimes the best cleanse is removal. Don't donate these items and pass the problem to someone else. Either break them and bury the pieces far from your home, or dispose of them in running water if appropriate. Prevention is always better than cure. Before bringing any second-hand item into your home, cleanse it first. When receiving gifts, especially from people you don't fully trust, cleanse them before use. Create a protective energy in your home through regular cleansing, prayer, and maintaining positive intentions. Trust your intuition always. Remember, your home is your sanctuary. It should feel peaceful, safe, and energetically clean. You have every right and the power to maintain that space. Don't let fear control you, but also don't ignore the wisdom that tells you something isn't right. You're more powerful than any object, any energy, any negative influence. You just need to remember that power and use it. The spiritual world is real, and it intersects with our physical world in ways we're only beginning to understand. Objects are bridges between these worlds. They can carry blessings or burdens. By learning to identify and cleanse spiritually charged items, you're taking control of your environment and your energy. You're practicing spiritual hygiene, which is just as important as physical hygiene. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this information. Drop a comment below telling me about your experiences with spiritually charged objects. Have you ever had something in your home that just felt off? What did you do about it? Let's create a community where we can share knowledge and support each other. Stay spiritually protected, stay aware, and remember that you have the power to create the peaceful, positive environment you deserve. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, cleanse your space, trust your intuition, and keep your energy high.